I can vouch for the success. Okay, what is project management? I'm sure a lot of the attendees here today who are project managers or who are PMP certified would be very well aware of what I'm going to talk about the next 2-3 minutes. So project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities in order to meet the objectives of the project. So we apply what we call as KSTT, knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities. What do we manage in a project? As of December last year, the standards were that we manage 9 things or 9 different knowledge areas. Post that, the new version of standards have been released which say that there's one more area that is to be managed. So let's look at each one of them very briefly. Scope is the one which is pretty important right there on the top, and it says everything or all the work that is needed to complete the project and only the scope of work, only the work that needs to be done in order to deliver the project's deliverables needs to be managed. Time includes the activities that you will do in order to make sure that your project is completed within the schedule. Quality consists of defining the quality policy, defining how you will do quality assurance and quality control in your project. Procurement involves how do you manage resources, how do you bring resources on your project, or these resources could be human resources or any other resources. Communication deals with managing all kind of information exchange within your project. Cost and human resources, risk are other important ones, but what has been added recently is stakeholder management, what we just saw before. Stakeholder management and scope management actually are the 2 knowledge areas here, which very, very strongly interface with business analysis. There is a process within scope management which is called requirements, gathering. And that coupled with communication and stakeholder management are a key to what we are going to discuss further here. We saw what is to be managed. Let's look at how is that managed. What you see listed here are the 5 process groups. The 5 process groups list different processes that you do as a part of project management. As a part of initiation, you authorize the project. You have as a project manager, you have the authorization to start the project. As a part of planning, you do the complete project planning. You define what's going to be your project scope. You define what's going to be your project budget or your project schedule. Remember we saw in the previous slide, it requires project execution and monitoring and control. So the execution is actually the point where you do what is to be done. So you execute the project. You do what you have already planned. You gather the requirements. This is an example. So it includes the processes to complete the work that you have defined in your project management plan. Monitoring and control is where you observe and measure your project's performance. You identify various variances from your plan. You identify various potential problems. You recommend corrective and preventive actions. And at the end, once you have achieved your project objectives, you go ahead and close your project. So having understood what is execution and what is monitoring and control in project management, let's now look at what is business analysis. So business analysis